Good evening and welcome to Metro Focus. I'm Jenna Flanagan. Former Staten Island Congressman Michael Grimm is out of prison and fighting his way back to his congressional seat. The Richmond County representative resigned from the 11th District in 2014 after he was sentenced to 8 months in prison for tax fraud. Now, in October, Grimm announced that he wants his seat back, but he may just have hit a roadblock. Last week, his opponent, Dan Donovan, was officially endorsed by President Trump. Could Grimm win without the GOP president's approval? Well, joining me now to answer that question is Michael Grimm himself. So, Michael, welcome back to the program.
It's great to be here. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, so we did have you on once before, but again, I just want to reiterate for our viewers, why is it that you want to get back into Congress?
A lot of people ask me, why would you go right back into the lion's den? But there's two answers. The short answer is I wasn't finished yet.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe the people of Staten Island and Brooklyn deserve a congressman that works as hard as they do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they had when I was their representative. I also think they're rejecting the fact of, you say, fraud and all of this stuff. It's 3 delivery boys off the books that for everyone else in the history of New York City was a civil fine. So they changed the rules to go after me because I was a rising star in the Republican Party. And they don't like that here in New York City where it's controlled by the Democrats.
Well, actually, and before we get into some of the other issues, I think that's one of the things that makes Staten Island so unique is that it's very much a Republican borough in a city that's just not only blue, but very progressively blue.
Well, it's not just that. It's, I look at Staten Island and the Brooklyn part of our district as middle America. It's the hardworking people that were falling through the cracks, and that's why President Trump won. I mean, I think he really resonated with the people that felt that they were falling through the cracks across the country, and that certainly holds true for Staten Island and Brooklyn, and specifically Staten Island, the forgotten borough.
All right, well, then I have to ask, for such a tight-knit community, you are in a rather nasty primary battle with Dan Donovan. So first off, tell me, why isn't Dan Donovan getting the job done at least the way that you think he should be?
Well, I mean, showing up is part of it. For the first 2 years before I was ever in this race, he just didn't show up. You didn't see him. I mean, they hung up signs in Brooklyn saying, "Missing, have you seen this congressman?" That speaks volumes to me. So no one really got to know him. He didn't do the job. And I think it's evident in Washington, too. He's failed to pass even one substantive bill. Not one in his name has he passed. And he'll make excuses saying, well,
there's a lot of people in Congress, who haven't managed to pass a bill in their name as well.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And that's why that's most of Congress. That's the status quo. And when I got there, I passed 8 bills in my name and 3 that had to be put in someone else's name because of the legal trouble. But 11 bills in 4 years. Because of my tenacity, it's because of my passion. I believe in getting stuff done. And I think that's, some similarities with our president. President Trump is based on results. Rhetoric, talking about doing things, isn't going to get the job done. And that's the biggest difference between myself and my opponent, Donovan. He talks a good game, but he hasn't actually gotten anything done.
All right, well, you just mentioned President Trump, but he gave his endorsement to Dan Donovan. What's your reaction to that?
That's totally to be expected. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the leadership and everything are going to back their incumbents. That's just how it works. That's Washington. It's always been that way.
But he's supposed to be the outsider.
Yeah, that's true. And I think after the primary, we'll have him on board. But you got to understand, President Trump has to work with the leadership. He has to get his agenda passed. I don't think it's based on Donovan's voting record. Think about it. The president has only had 3 major initiatives that he's asked of Congress. The first one was to repeal Obamacare. Donovan voted against it. Okay, then it was banning sanctuary cities. Donovan voted against it. And then it was the tax bill. Donovan voted against it. So he's voted against them down the line. But when it comes to the Republican leadership and the House, and they have to get certain things done, the president is kind of between a rock and a hard place. He kind of has to support the incumbents because you don't want to send a bad message to all the other members of Congress that he's going to, actually support their challengers. So it's a very difficult position for him to be in.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask that so many of the people that he has endorsed haven't necessarily crossed the finish line. So do you see that as a plus for you?
I don't think it's a plus or a minus because, frankly, very bluntly, I'm running my race. And in Staten Island and Brooklyn, that's all that really matters. All the endorsements in the world are not going to stop Dan Donovan's failing campaign. I mean, he hasn't done anything locally. He hasn't passed any legislation. He didn't show up for the first 2 years. And I think the biggest problem for Dan is that all the things that he said he was against, repealing the Obama, he was very far to the left. He has an F rating with the NRA. He was pro-amnesty. He's now saying he's for because he's in a primary.
What is it that you're offering the people of Staten Island?
Exactly what I offered them for the 4 years. Again, I was extremely attentive. I look at Washington as there's 2 parts to being a congressman. What you can do legislatively up on the Hill, and that's passing legislation, which, whether it was the Sandy Relief Bill, $60 billion, $52 million in grants for our hospitals, rebuilding our marina, national flood insurance reform. I can keep going because I got a lot done. I did a lot with animals. You know, I passed a bill that helped get money for endangered species. You know, so there's a lot of things I did in Washington. But even more importantly, and the reason why I have so much overwhelming support, is what I did on the ground, constituent services. I look at politics as, if you're going to be an elected official, retail, you have to perform when people have problems. So if someone comes and says they can't get their Social Security, they can't get their veterans benefits, whatever it may be, you have to deal with those issues, and we did that extremely effectively. It wasn't just that I went house to house with bottles of water and with shovels to muck out people's homes during Sandy. It was every single day with everyday issues. We were extremely attentive, and we resolved a lot of problems. Those are the things that resonate. So we moved mountains, and that's something that Donovan will never do in his life. He never has, and he never will. And that's why people are saying, look, Michael Grimm had 3 delivery boys off the books, but he was really hardworking and resolved our issues and made our lives better. I've paid my dues, but more importantly, I delivered for the people of Staten Island and Brooklyn. And that's all they really want, is someone that's going to work as hard as they do, and that's me.
All right. Well, listen, Michael Grimm, I want to thank you for joining us back on the program. We'd love to speak with you again as campaign season continues on.
Absolutely.
And looking forward to, I guess, seeing more of you in Staten Island.
I'll see you after we win the primary.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.